If you want to simplify, this, we need to factor all these and reduce them. And the best way would be to see which one is the easiest to factor. It looks like I have 4 in common here. I can factor the 4 out. And here I would get x plus 2y. And as you factor these, that can help you to start factoring the rest of these. If you look at right here, you have x minus 4y. Here we don't have anything in common here. You have x plus 5y, we don't have anything in common. So let's see if we can factor this one. And keep in mind we have x plus 2y here, so most likely we might see that appears here. So if I open 2 parentheses here, we can add the first term, which is x squared. So obviously this would be x and this would be x. So I'm going to put x and x here. And then I would look at the last term here. You have 12y squared. For y squared, obviously I should have y and y here. But the possibilities for 12 would be 1 and 12, 2 and 6. Well, I see 2 here. So most likely I can start see if that is the right combination here for me. So I'm going to put 2 here and 6 here. And to see if this is the right combination of x, 2y, x, 6y. If I multiply the 2 closest term and 2 furthest term, it gives me 2xy and 6xy. The question is, can I make minus 4xy out of these 2? Which I can. If I have 6 to be minus and 2 positive, that would give me minus 4xy. So that would make 2y positive and 6y negative. And as you see here, I have that x plus 2y right here, which I can cross cancel. So I can see that x plus 2y and x plus 2y reduces here. And all the other terms stays, cannot reduce anything else. So the whole thing simplified to x minus 6y times we have x minus 4y over x plus 5y. That's how you simplify that. Simplify, you need to factor all these to see any of these reduces. Take a look and see which one is easiest to factor. It looks to me that we have 5 in common here. So if I factor the 5 here, I would get x minus 3y. So keep in mind we have x minus 3y. It looks like I already have x minus 3y here, which I can reduce right there to 1. That turns to 1. So now we're going to see if I can factor one of these. It looks like this is a difference of square. If I have a squared minus b squared, I can factor that a minus b times a plus b. So in this case, first term is x, or my a is x. My second term, it's 10y. So I do have a difference of square. If I would factor this, I would get x minus 10y times x plus 10y. So keep in mind that I have x minus 10y and x plus 10y, and that could help me to factor this last trinomial that I have here. So if I look at the first term here, x squared, obviously I would have x and x here. So I would put x and x. Look at this last term here. For y squared, obviously I should have y and y. But for 20, the possibility would be 1 and 20, and 2 and 10. Look, I have 10 here, so most likely I can try 2 and 10, so that works. So I'll put 2 here and 10 here. In order to see that's the right combination, you multiply the 2 closest term and 2 furthest term, and see if I can make that middle term. Here that give me 2xy. You have 10xy. I want to make 8 xy out of those. In order to do that, I would get 10 has to be positive, 2 has to be negative, so that would make this negative, that makes this positive. And make sure to check the last terms if they still give you minus 20y squared. So when I multiply the last two terms, the product of these two should be minus 20y squared to this, and the first two terms still is x squared, and you have this middle term. And you notice that now I can reduce x plus 10y, x plus 10y, that turns to 1. So you end up simplifying this expression. At the top of the fraction, I have 5, and then I have x minus 2y. At the bottom of the fraction, I have x minus 10y, and that's how you simplify that.